Cool. Well, hi everyone. So nice to be here with you on this Wednesday morning, wherever you may be in the country or the world. Welcome in. Very excited to meditate with you today. As Jasmine said, thank you so much for having me here at the senior list. And I'm excited to share a little bit about mindfulness, meditation at the beginning, share a little bit about my story and how I became passionate about this practice, and then we'll get to try it all together. So I began meditating when I was really young. I was 19 years old, and I actually got into the practice through way of yoga. I was very passionate about the practice of yoga and how it helped me feel on a mental and physical level. And when I was 19 years old, I was actually diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. So at that time, when I was going through treatment, I had to stop doing yoga. I didn't feel as strong to do yoga, so I started meditating, and I learned how to get still, and I saw how much it helped me overcome that challenge on a personal level, as well as in a professional setting and in all sorts of settings. So I kind of dove into the world of mindfulness meditation, learning all about it, and got the chance to study at UCLA at the Mindful Awareness Research Center, which I don't know if any of you have come across those resources, but I highly recommend that you check that out as well. But that's a little bit about my story. And then once I got really into mindfulness meditation, I founded ZenStop, which you can actually see behind me. ZenStop is a renovated school bus turned meditation studio. Believe it or not, we are meditating together from a renovated bus today. So we took this bus and we lifted the roof on it about a foot, so it's very spacious and open on the inside. We've got solar panels on top that power the entire bus. And before the pandemic, we visited a lot of offices, companies, events, bringing live taught meditation specifically around the Los Angeles area. And now we've been really growing our community online, which has been great. I think it's a really important time to share some stress and anxiety relief practices. So before we get to it, I'll just share a little bit more about mindfulness, which has been researched extensively over the past 35 years, and it's really picked up over the last decade in specific. And the practice has shown to be quite effective, but it's still a really early field. So there's still a long way to go before everything is scientifically proven that it works. But have any of you practiced before? You're welcome to raise your hand or share in the chat. Cool, amazing. And so for those of you who have practiced, you may know that the practice works for you. Maybe you have seen the positive benefits yourself, and if you haven't yet, hopefully we'll experience those today. So mindfulness has been shown to be helpful through a variety of studies, that it's helpful with stress-related conditions like high blood pressure. It can be really helpful when dealing with any anxiety, stress, or depression. Mindfulness can actually boost the immune system, believe it or not, which obviously is really important more now than ever. It can positively impact genetic markers for inflammation, so heart disease, diabetes, all of that kind of stuff. And mindfulness can actually help people feel a little bit less isolated and lonely. And then last couple of things, there's so many things that it can be helpful for. And it can also be helpful for ADD, ADHD, improving attention, all forms of attention. And lastly, mindfulness can actually even change the brain. So in long-term meditators, studies have shown that there's actually less aging in the brain by keeping the mind focused and exercising that mental kind of fitness. So I think the hardest part about the practice is actually making time to do it, because it's very easy to forget. So it's nice to have a community of people to do it with and be led by someone through the practice. So we'll be able to do that here together today, which I'm very excited. Last couple things before we get started. If you have any questions, as Jasmine mentioned, definitely feel free to type them in the chat, or at the end you can unmute yourself and ask, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about mindfulness or meditation. And I will say, just a disclaimer at the beginning, if it's not working for you and you don't like it or it doesn't make you feel good, that's totally okay. I have been trained in trauma-sensitive mindfulness awareness, and everyone's been through some form of trauma. So if you are not feeling well, feel free to turn off the Zoom and move on with the rest of your day. So I just want to make that known, that it's typically a positive experience, but not everyone does have a positive experience. So just to know that. And we'll go ahead and get it started. Feel free to make yourself as comfortable as possible. If you're sitting in a chair, we can just keep the feet flat on the floor. The back can be upright, not too rigid or too tight if that feels good for you today. But really the goal here is to try and make yourself as comfortable as possible. So if sitting down doesn't feel good for you, you can actually lay down for the practice. You can also be standing up if that feels even better for you. So once you get there, I invite you to close the eyes, or if you feel more comfortable keeping them open, maybe just finding one point to gaze at, not all around your space. We can just begin by taking a few deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth. You're welcome to take a few more deep breaths at your own rhythm and your own pace. Just allowing these breaths to feel good and help center you into this moment right here, right now. Bringing the attention into your body, softening the face and facial muscles. Allowing the shoulders to roll down your back. Releasing any tension from the chest or the stomach area. We tend to hold on to a lot of tension here without even really realizing. So just bringing some attention here. Softening the legs, the feet. Becoming more aware of your body present on your chair or in your space, wherever you are. Maybe you notice where the feet meet the floor below you. Noticing your back where it meets the chair behind you or below you. We can just take in one more deep breath in through the nose together. And as you exhale this time, just softening the entire body a little bit further down into your seat below. So I like to define mindfulness as paying attention to our present moment experience with openness, curiosity, and some willingness to be with what is. So we're really learning the art of living our lives more fully. If you check into your mind at any point throughout the day, it will likely be focused on the past, replaying the past, maybe wishing we did something different, or it's stuck in the future, planning, obsessing, thinking about what's coming up, catastrophizing, ruminating about all of the things. And so when we meditate and we allow ourselves to step into the present moment, a lot of times we can find a lot more sense of ease and well-being. So we'll try to tap into that today as we meditate together. I invite you to bring your attention to the sounds coming and going. Could notice the sound of my voice or any ambient sounds coming from my space. Maybe you notice any sounds in your space, construction or neighbors, the hum of the fridge. Just connecting to this present moment through the sounds that surround us. Sometimes we don't even notice them, but sounds can actually be a really nice way to meditate because there's not much to it. It's a very natural quality of attention that we have in all of us. So can we just notice the sounds as they come and go with openness, curiosity, some willingness to be with each sound? Sometimes we get lost in stories or thought about the sound. I don't like that sound. I wish it were. But just see if you can allow it to be here. We have really not much control around the sounds around us. So just finding some openness and curiosity. There is no perfect place to meditate in. Distractions will always be there, so everything is welcome. Distractions are a part of our meditation today. And to bring your attention now to the breath in your body. Maybe noticing where you feel the breath within your body. As mentioned, I'll make all sorts of suggestions in this practice, but I encourage you to always do what's best for you and what feels best for you. So maybe to notice the breath, the abdomen rising and falling with each breath. The chest expanding and contracting with each breath. Or maybe you notice the air most clearly moving in and out through the nose just above the upper lip. Just noticing breath after breath and the place that you feel it most clearly. And it's helpful in our meditation practice to have a main focus, something to come back to when our attention wanders away, because inevitably it will. It's just what the human's mind do. So I invite you to choose a main focus for today. So you could continue focusing on the breath and the abdomen, the chest, or the nose. Maybe you enjoyed meditating with the sounds. Or maybe you have been practicing meditation for a really long time and you use another main focus, but you're more than welcome to use that. So just choosing your main focus today, whatever is most compelling to you, it doesn't really matter. And bringing all of your energy and all of your attention right there to your main focus. Noticing breath after breath or sound after sound. And eventually, maybe you notice the mind wandering away, lost in thought. Whatever it is, it's very normal. We have busy minds. So the encouragement and the invitation here is just to notice when the mind has wandered. Maybe observing where the mind is wandering to. And once you notice the mind has wandered, very gently with a lot of kindness for yourself. This is just playing with the mind, bringing your attention back to your main focus. Beginning again with the inhales, with the exhales, with the sounds. And we can do this again and again. So we're likely to get lost in thought again and bringing the attention back. So we can practice together in some silence, just exploring our main focus and bringing our attention right here, right now. If the mind is really lost in thought, sometimes it helps to take a few deeper breaths just to grab the attention of the mind. And sometimes it also helps to label it. So if we getting lost in thought about what we're going to eat for lunch after, we can label that. Thinking about family, thinking about the past. So maybe you try giving it a label and beginning again with your main focus. You can always begin again. without reacting to every thought, to every distraction, to every sound. We begin to directly experience the impermanence of all things, knowing that that thought, that distraction, that too will pass. So just a couple more minutes together left in silence today, recommitting to your main focus. There is a teaching that there's a teaching in mindfulness that there are pairs of opposites in the world. There is pleasure and there is pain. There is gain and there is loss. There is praise and there is blame. And When my mindfulness teacher was sharing this concept, she said, there is a way to handle this. She said that we can create a mind that can be okay no matter what life brings. We can create a mind that even through all of these ups and downs, we can still access this sense of inner peace, inner well-being inside of us at any moment. And that is a mind of equanimity. So through this practice, we're able to cultivate some non-reactivity, some equanimity to everything that comes our way, knowing that we can always rely on our breath at any moment to come back to, your meditation practice to come back to at any moment. So I like to finish out most sessions with some gratitude. If you'd like to bring to mind maybe just one thing that you're grateful for today, it can be really small and simple. And as you bring that thing to mind, just to notice how that makes you feel in your body. So there could be some warmth, some expansion, a smile to the lips. Gratitude is not just a cerebral quality, it's something we can connect to inside of us. It's something we can feel and allow it to grow within our life. And just to notice how you're doing here in this moment. And for whatever it is you are feeling right now, just holding that to with a lot of kindness and compassion for yourself. Taking in a deep breath in through the nose, breathing into the belly, breathing into the chest, all the way to the top. Exhale, letting it all go. We'll take 5 more just like this, in through the nose. Exhale, slowly letting it go. In through the nose. Exhale, letting it go. And just 2 more deep breaths, your own rhythm and your own pace, and through the nose, out through the mouth. You can sense your body and your space, your feet where they meet the floor below you. Maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes, rolling the neck out if that feels good for you. Bringing the body back into this space. And whenever you are ready, you can open your eyes, ending your meditation in whatever way feels good for you. And moving on with the rest of your day. Cool. Well, just taking your time, but I want to thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. It was really nice to just slow down a little bit, take some time to get mindful. I'm going to stick around. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat, or you're welcome to unmute yourself. But thank you so much again, and maybe I'll see you another time.
Mara, I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, this is Amy. Thank you so much. That was great. And I might have missed this in the beginning, but did you say how much time each day, if somebody was looking to introduce meditation into their day, how much time do you think is required in order for the positive effects of meditation to work?
Yes, absolutely. I didn't mention at the beginning. I really believe, and I think a lot of the science shows, that the benefits of the practice lie in the consistency of it. So I think it's better to practice every day for just a few minutes every day, if that's what fits most in your schedule. So if you're beginning, I'd say 3 minutes, just practicing on your own, 5 minutes if you want to try for longer. I'm not, everyone practices in the way that they need to, so I'm not the only example, but I try to get in like 20 minutes in the morning. So I'm usually, I'm actually, I would say, a pretty light meditator. But some people meditate for an hour every day. So it's really what works best for you and seeing what you can kind of commit to. So I also encourage to try all sorts of different kinds of meditation. So I just guided us through a mindfulness session. But some people connect better with other teachers, or you want to just practice alone. So yeah, did that help?
It does. Thank you so much.
No worries. To point you in a really amazing direction for, I think everyone on this call would really benefit checking out the UCLA Mindful Awareness Research Center. I'll type it in the chat. UCLA Mark. There's really amazing meditations on there. My teacher, Diana Winston, teaches. She has a ton of meditations up there, and they're extremely accessible to all. So, yeah, I definitely recommend that for continued practice. Yeah, well, there you go. And I also have some meditations on YouTube and stuff if you want to check those out.
Mara, can I make a point?
Yes.
I'm a guy, and I've always looked upon this stuff as sort of for females and, feel good kind of stuff. And just for the heck of it, I thought I would tune in today. And I must say that I found it very, very helpful. I've got very good ears. I mean, I can hear something in the attic sneezing, so I walk around all day with earphones on. So I really sort of related to your comment about whatever the sounds are, make fun of it. But when you said to meditate and to focus on one particular thing, I thought, so I thought about my 2-year-old granddaughter, who, by the way, her name is Mara.
Oh, wow.
And right now, everything she sees every day is a new gift from God to her, and the way she reacts to it. And I'm sitting here trying to meditate, and I'm thinking about the last time she was in my house a year ago. And every room she saw was like a new paradise. And I started crying. And I realized how effective the meditation, especially on something that's important to you, is. So I want to thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and this insight. And I will definitely use it going onward.
Thank you so much for sharing. That really means a lot. And I'm really glad that we could all hold space for you to have that experience. That's really amazing. So thank you for joining today.
Thank you.
If we don't have any more questions, we could go ahead and end the course here. Thank you again, Mara, for doing this for us. I've put some links that Mara was talking about in the chat. So we have the link to UCLA Health, MARC, as well as a few of Mara's meditations on YouTube. So if you guys want to write those links down, I'll leave them up for a few minutes. But otherwise, feel free to go on with the rest of your day. And yeah, let me see. Denise, did you?
Fantastic. This is Dave. Thank you both for bringing this to us. It's awesome. I really appreciate it. It was a really, really nice moment in the day. So I'll definitely start doing this more often. I need it. So thank you.
Thank you.
So great to hear. I think maybe Denise wants to say something. So Denise, if you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself or write it in the chat.
Thank you, Mara. This is Trish. I just so enjoyed every minute. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mara. It was very nice, very interesting, very relaxing.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Thank you.
All right then. Well, if nobody has any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the session for today. As you all know, we have a few more courses of these free classes on the senior list, so make sure you're registering for the next ones. But other than that, everyone have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Mara, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.